Hello, hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Chardonnay for those who are new here, and for those who are returning viewers, subscribers, or supporters, those folks who consider yourself to be a part of my creative crew, who's just been following along my creative journey and seeing what projects I'm up to. I hope that your year is off to a lovely start. And for those who just might have stumbled across my video, it may be later on in the year or what may have you, I hope that your day is off to a great day. Anywho, no matter what time of year it is, it happens to be the top of the year at the time that I'm recording this video, and I wanted to sit down and just share with you all some things. I know this is that time of year where a lot of folks are new year, new me, and at some point I will probably do one of those videos where I give you like a recap of all of the projects that I stitched up within the year of 2024. I might do that in conjunction with like a make 9 video. I don't know. I'm debating if I want to do that, just because so much of what I stitched up in 2024, I kind of did a sew with me or a sew along video already with that. So if you are a returning viewer, let me know if that's something that you'll be interested in, and if so, I'll go ahead and work on whipping that video up. But for today's video, I wanted to give you all a mini pattern haul and fabric haul, because something really fun that I did over the weekend is I stumbled across a sewing meetup, and this was hosted by a group called Bay Area Sewist. They hosted pattern and fabric swap at a local library over in Berkeley, and I got a chance to go over and check it out, and I just wanted to sit down and share with you all some of the goodies that I got, and then also at the end of this video share a few different resources for those folks who might be considering picking up a new hobby within this year, or getting into sewing or crafts. I don't know if you're like a DIY maker or what may have you, but there are a ton of resources that are out there if you are thinking about embarking on a new craft, a new project, a passion project, or whatever. There's so many resources out there, and since I have been documenting and chronicling my sewing journey, I thought it would be nice to just kind of share with you all some of the things that I'm coming across as I cross them. This is something that I enjoy doing. In fact, I actually do this over on my podcast. I share the stories of other creatives and entrepreneurs and their journey, and sharing resources and tools and things that have just kind of helped them along their journey as they are in pursuit of, launching a business or starting a side project, or, whatever it is that people are into. I really enjoy just sharing resources, because in my own personal experience of, embarking on this journey of being a videographer, there were so many things and programs that I was not aware of, but it was super helpful when I did come across those folks who were sharing programs that were out there, or sharing places where I can go get camera equipment or tools and supplies, because, some of this stuff ain't cheap. So I'll get into that in a bit, but for now, let me just go ahead and show you all some of the goodies, and I'll also drop in a few little clips from that sewing meetup, so that way you can see what the room was like and what it was like. Everything that was there, it was absolutely free. It was free 99, which I just could not believe. Like, it just blew my mind, especially since last year when I got into this hobby, I purchased a ton of patterns, I purchased a ton of fabric, and I think the cool part about this is that, if you are thinking about doing something for the first time, that you can find resources where you can get some of the tools to just kind of get your hands familiar with what you're doing, to even see if you even like the hobby that you're thinking about exploring. You can get some of the patterns and fabric and things for free. So yeah, I'll share that in a bit, but first let me go over the few of the things that I got. This is a butterick pattern that I picked up. I love the silhouette in this view here, as well as the off the shoulder blouse. I think it is a very feminine pattern, so I picked this up. I also came across this pattern, which is a McCall's pattern. It is a robe and almost like a slip dress, not a slip dress, but I think like a a nightgown. I thought that this was really cute, so I went ahead and picked this up. Now listen, when I show you all some of the footage of just my experience of attending my first pattern swap and fabric swap, there were some women in there who were just, they came prepared. Like they had tote bags and duffel bags just full of patterns and fabric, and I don't blame them, especially if you're somebody who is like an advanced or very fast sewist, and you know you can like wisp through a ton of projects, and all the items and things that were there were free, and then anything that was not picked up and was just kind of left along the tables, I think they donated to a local like craft store. They have like craft and reuse stores here, or I think like some type of donation center. I'm not 100% certain, but I thought that that was cool that anything that was left over they donated. And I initially went just because I wanted to get rid of a few patterns that I know for sure I'm probably not going to use it. I am a convenience girly. I am someone who also does not like a ton of clutter and just things taking up space, especially if I'm not using it. So I initially went because I wanted to offload some patterns that I knew that I would not be using coming into this year, like some dog patterns and a skirt pattern that is just too big. No matter how much I grade that particular skirt or that dress, I already know it won't fit me. And yeah, so I decided to donate a few things from out of my stash and pick up just some things that I came across. And here is some fabric. This is over 3 yards of fabric. I thought that this was just a lovely print. This is a floral red and white print. I have nothing like this in my closet. I can really see myself stitching up some type of dress, something that's just like really flowy and flirty and fun. I really enjoy this fabric. Again, it's a lot of it, so I can probably make a few outfits out of it. I've kind of had my own cardboard here in my office to just kind of keep my fabric organized, but this is just so pretty. Came across this. The other fabric that I came across is this rib knit. It's like a sweater knit material. This is about 1.5 yards of this fabric. Not quite sure what I want to stitch up with this, but the quality of it is really nice. It feels really good, and I can definitely see myself stitching up some sort of sweater or cardigan or something out of this. But this color complements my complexion really well, so I'm happy that I stumbled across this. The next fabric I came across was this chocolatey plissé pleated fabric. You all who have been following my sewing journey, you know how I feel about a plissé or a textured fabric. This was a fabric that I just could not pass up. Not 100% certain what I want to stitch up with this, but I don't have any fabric like this currently in my stash. I thought that this fabric was really beautiful. Love the color, and yeah, it's over I think 2 yards of this fabric, so pick this up. And the last fabric that I came across was this. This is such a rich, luxurious, very high quality fabric. This is like a spandex rib knit fabric, and you all, there is so much of this fabric. The camera really does not do this fabric any justice. Like if you get up on this fabric, it is just, it has a nice heavy weight to it. This is almost one of those fabrics that you would stitch up one of those dresses, those bodycon dresses. I have a few dresses already in this material, so I for sure want to stitch up some sort of dress or some sort of two-piece matching set. The stretch on this is look at that. Again, this camera is doing this fabric no justice at all, because this is just such a really good quality fabric, and I'm really surprised that I came across this and this was free. They were giving this away, so pick this up. Very pleased with the items that I picked up and came across. This was just, you know, you couldn't beat this. I got all of this fabric, and most of this fabric that I have here, it's over 2.5 or 3 yards of fabric, which is something I can definitely get an outfit out of. I think once you start to sew, you'll know how much fabric you typically need to work with for whatever project that you're going to use. And typically I use around 2.5, almost 3 yards of fabric with most of the projects that I stitched up within this past year. Anything less than 3 yards, and most of this fabric that I have here is about that amount. So I'm really pleased with what I was able to pick up. And something else I wanted to share with you all is, if you are thinking about getting into any sort of like craft or hobby, do not sleep on platforms like Meetup, Eventbrite, or even your local library. There is a few local libraries that have a tool lending library where you can just go in and pick up supplies. I'm talking about supplies like a drill or a chainsaw or gardening tools, or there is just a ton of things that you can check out the same way you would check out a book. There is a tool lending library, and I think it's great for people who are, you know, makers, crafters, or DIY girlies, especially for those one-off projects where you need a very specific tool in order to work on a project. But it's one of those tools where it's probably like, it's a pricey tool that you pay for, it's a niche tool, but also it's one of those tools that you're probably only going to use maybe once or twice throughout the year. So I think it's really cool that the library has like a tool lending library. So check out your local library and see what resources they have. Again, sorry y'all, there's a fire truck going by. But again, the libraries here where I live in the Bay Area, most of them have tools that you can borrow, and some of them even have seeds if you're into gardening. So don't sleep on places like your local library for, you know, just additional tools and resources that you might need along your crafting journey. Also, something else that I stumbled upon last year was a sewing studio. Again, as I was looking for other sewists, crafters, and makers, and just people to just kind of connect with, so that way if I stitched up something and I wanted to reach out to someone and see how they were tackling a project or seeing what else was going on, where they have, you know, free resources available where I can pick up free patterns or fabric or whatever, I stumbled across this sewing studio, and that's again here in the Bay Area. It's over in Berkeley. That's another reason why I just have a hard time leaving this place, because there are so many cool, neat little pockets of just like communities of crafters and makers and things of that nature, which I really enjoy. And so as you are starting your new year, or you are thinking about picking up a new hobby or a craft, I definitely encourage you to do a little bit of digging and doing a little bit of research and seeing what resources and tools and things that are out there that you can check out, so that way you can see what's available to you for free before you go ahead and make that investment. So that's all I have to share with you all. Hopefully you enjoyed my mini pattern and fabric haul. And if you're interested in other stories and conversations and just other things that other people want to share about their journey and their process, be sure to check out my podcast. For those who are following me on YouTube, you know I've started to roll out some of the episodes for my podcast, so check that out if you're interested. And thanks for tuning in and watching. I'll catch you all in my next video. Bye.